Welcome to Creating Disney Magic with Lee Cockerell. Lessons in leadership, management, and customer service. You can create magic too. I'm your host, Jody Mayberry, and of course, we're here with Lee Cockerell. How are you, Lee?
Hey Jody, I'm all well, thank you, sir.
Well, Lee, there is a topic from one of your books I want to return to. Record on for the first time. We just haven't returned to one of your books in quite a while. This one comes from Lee's second book, The Customer Rules, and it's treat every customer as a VIP. Now, when you hear that, you assume Lee's going to tell you to treat every customer as a very important person, but that's not what Lee means. So, Lee, tell us what is a VIP and how do we treat every customer as one?
Yeah, I mean the other side of that is treat everybody as an individual. So very important person because VIP kind of sends a message that we only do it sometimes if you're important enough or you're somebody that's got money or your influence or and that's really not the name of the game. And customer service, leadership, and management is for good leaders and the managers to really treat each person as an individual. And we have that in the four guest expectations that making people feel special. That's individuals. That's uh, treating people with respect, training people individually so they can individually do their job and paying attention to that. So, treating people as individuals is probably the best way to build a culture, no question, to make people feel like they matter, to make people feel important too, and also to that translates to incredible customer service. And I think you could even say very individual guest at the end. We want to treat the guests as individuals too when they have an issue or a problem or they need something specific for their child or for themselves, or whether it's a room or transportation for somebody with a disability or some kind of food that because they have allergies in their family. And when you start to think about people as individuals, individuals like certain things and different things. And the best way is to first find out what they like if you can. Sometimes you can do that quickly. Sometimes you can do that by observation. Sometimes you can do that by asking them. Sometimes they'll just tell you. And then when they tell you something specific that they would like, that's certainly possible to do in the business, uh, you go out of your way to try to do that for them. And as you do it, you're going to find out that we have more and more solutions to all kinds of issues because we listen to the customer, we listen to the guest, we listen to what their individual need is, and then we go about figuring out how to accomplish that. And so it's just like it's amazing. I mean, emotionally, we all need to be treated differently. Some of us react differently to different ways that people interact with us, and um, and we love it when somebody pays attention to our individual needs. And individual needs vary. Sometimes they vary by day, not just by person or at for the moment. Or somebody's got a birthday, or they got an anniversary, or they've got an injury, or they have things happen as the world goes rolling along that you got to be alert and pay attention to. We are in the service business. As my grandson Tristan told me once, when you serve, you're always the giving one. We figure it out. We figure out a way to do it. We go out of our way to do as much as we can to get it done. And do we always get it done perfect? No, but if we try, you get rewarded for that too. The people know you tried. I tried to take care of that. I tried to do it. I did. Maybe I only did it 50%, but I did it better than nothing. And treating people as individuals, you'll find whether it's your children, your wife or girlfriend or boyfriend or mate, that you got to really think about what person. And the better you get to know people, by the way, the better you get to know people, you know how they react and how an individual interaction could be with them. And everybody is not the same, and everybody doesn't like to be treated the same. You know, we even said about giving people recognition and encouragement, and different people want it differently. And I told you when I learned it was in France, the way you compliment people is different than it is in from some other countries. Some people like it privately. Some type people love it when you do it in a big group and mention their name. Other people like it if you just send them a little note and nobody else knows about it. So treating people as individuals, and I've often said, if you can learn in your business and even in your own personal life or your interaction with people, if you can learn to personalize and individualize the way you take care of people and serve people, you're going to be extremely successful in business and probably in your private life also. So, and I think we encourage teachers to do that too in the school, to try to figure out what each student needs. The introvert sitting in the back, and know they're there and know how to approach them and how to discipline them or how to encourage them. And humans are quite complex, and we all want it different, and sometimes we want it different on different days even. So you got to be on your toes when you're in a leadership position. You got to be on your toes when you're a parent. You got to be on your toes to make sure that the best experience for whoever you're dealing with is that they feel like you took care of them personally, and you didn't just give them a broad, here's our plan. We give it the same plan to everybody. And so this is that, this is the game of changing by the minute and changing by the customer and changing by your interactions. You got to be on your toes and you got to pay attention. So it's a good one for people to really think about. And the better you get to know your team and they get to know you, you'll have that ability to know more about them, so that when you greet them, you may know their children's name and you mention that, or you may know that they had a soccer game last night and you mention that, or you ask about their mother who may be in the hospital because you're aware of that. And that is different than just saying, hello, have a good day, see you later, which a lot of us just do all day long, is go around saying, good morning, have a good day, how are you? Which is probably most people don't even mean it, but people know you mean it when you can individualize it and personalize it and speak to their issues and solve their issues. That's our job as leaders, is to solve issues and overcome obstacles. So that's how I think about that one.
Well, when I first asked Lee what VIP means, just to make sure we're clear, VIP in this case means very important person. So treat not important. My goodness, it's very individual person, not very important. So very individual person. That makes everybody that comes to your organization, whether they are an employee, a team member, or whether they're a customer, they are a VIP because everybody is an individual. And I just have to comment on something because I don't know what comes through my microphone. This is giving you a little bit behind the scenes. Right after hitting record, my beautiful dog decided he wanted to go lay in the sun, so he got up from beside me and has been moaning and groaning to be let out the door ever since. So if you hear something that sounds a little bit like a agitated, confused bear, that is my dog wanting to go outside. We don't normally have those background effects on the call, so I just wanted to mention that.
A dog is just like everybody else. They want what they want.
Yes, and he does what he does want, and he wants to be treated as a VID, very individual dog, not not
Yeah,
not
exactly.
like other dogs, which he does. He gets spoiled. So very individual person, and it doesn't matter what your organization does. Anyone that comes through the door, you can treat them as such, even if it's the corner drugstore Lee and I always talk about, or if it's a hardware store. The the hardware store here in my small town recently got bought by another hardware store, still locally owned, but it went from a place that had just one location to one that has maybe 5 locations. And that, so I was thinking about that when I went in there, because they made some changes in there, and I thought, oh, how are they going to still treat you like small town? What project are you working on? And so far it seems like it's still the same. Everyone that comes in, you've got your individual project. They know that. they're and they help you out with it. So it's good to see that but if you can take that concept, small town, we know you're a neighbor, we know you're working on something that's special to you, how can we help? But put that in a bigger organization, that's how you make people feel like VIPs, very individual persons. Lee, how did you do this at Disney when you would have millions of visitors?
Yeah, I think the most important interaction we taught the cast is the one you're in front of. If you're in front of one guest, that's one you focus on. And if 70,000 cast members do that every day, the guest walks away with that feeling that that's how they were treated during their whole visit. And you got to pay attention. You got to be not preoccupied. You got to focus on their issue and follow up on it. It may take 5 seconds, it may take a minute, and then you move on through your job and wait for the next one. And with that in mind, top of mind, that whoever I come into contact with, I'm going to make them feel like that I'm looking after their specific issue, need, and want, and we'll do the best we can.
All right. Well, this episode, well, first I'll tell you, Lee is not one to make a big deal out of milestones. I don't know if that's his upbringing or he's just too humble, but Lee does not make a big deal out of milestones, whether it's his birthday or whether it's accomplishments. But this is episode 499, and I've convinced Lee we are going to make a big deal out of episode 500 because that is unique, that is rare, that rarely happens. Let's have a party. We are going to do episode 500 live with a virtual audience. It's over Zoom. We want you to join us. Go to leecockerell.com/500. It's free. You just have to register so we can send you the link. So you enter your name, email address, and then during the live recording, we're going to do some giveaways. We're going to give away autographed copies of Lee's books. We'll give away some stuff from the Cockerell Academy. We'll find some other things where actually one person, and hopefully I already told you this, Lee, one person is also going to get a coaching call with Lee, a one-on-one coaching call. We're going to give that away. And Lee rarely does one-on-one coaching calls. So this is a very unique thing. So we would love for you to join us. Go to leecockerell.com/500. Just enter your name and email. We'll send you all the information you need, and then join us live. And we're going to have a party and give things away. And even though, like I said, Lee doesn't make a big deal out of his own accomplishments, I want you to join me in making it a big deal for Lee.
Thank you.
Yes, it's going to be a good time. And Lee, our friends from Magical Vacation Planner are going to be there with us. Jamie Eubanks, the founder of Magical Vacation Planner, will be there. So I look forward to introducing her to everybody. And if you want to book a vacation, call Magical Vacation Planner at 407-442-2694 or go to leecockerell.com, and there's a banner right there on the website, and they will take care of you because you are a friend of Lee Cockerell's. Until next week, go out and create magic for others.